Hello everyone. As I said, I will give you a swap client today. We will see how to create a swap client Java program and how to, you know, consume this service, swap-based web service. I'm going to today write a swap consumer using Spring framework. So let's start and see how it works. So this will complete the web service producer and consumer or web service side and client side. I have just, before starting this session, I've just created an empty Maven project. You see, there is nothing. This Maven project is not having anything, Spring Shop client. And this project I'm going to create in this project, I'm going to create shop client, right? So let's go to the source, main, Java. Inside main, I will create a Java package, Java folder, and inside that will have the Java code. So Java folder came, right? So we'll have a package here and plus. So before that, we'll go to the form file. This is the form file. You see, this just got generated. So here the Maven dependency is the same. What you have, what dependency we had for Spring-based, SOAP-based web services, the same dependencies, and same thing. I'll go and copy it from Spring Web Service form file. So here, this is what we had. So let me copy this dependency and the properties also. So dependencies and properties are copied here. And there also I have one build plugin, right? This build plugin, not this one. This is a different package. Hold on. This is a different project. Let me close this project. There's so many projects that making me confused. Spring Boot Shop. Yes, this is one. Let me open this project. I was thinking. Yeah. So this is the form file from Spring Boot. Let me take this properties file, right? First, the properties file. And then I will go. See, here it is a client program, so it will be a simple Java program. I'm not going to create any Java archive, jar file, or web archive or file. So here the dependencies, if you remember the two dependencies which I added here in the top, when we're creating Spring web services previous to previous session, you might have seen these are only two dependencies: org.spring framework.boot group ID, artifact ID is Spring Boot Starter Web Services, and WSDL 4G. So these are dependencies which we need for this client. Yes, these are the dependencies I've added. Here, one more thing we need is that is one more thing we need that is our build plugin. See, for WSDL, for this build plugin, we need to build the how to generate the classes which we have generated using xjc command, right? Or build plugin in software store services. Same plugin you need to generate the classes. This is the plugin. You plugin. There are so many plugins available. we can use. This is the plugin which is very simple and easy and the latest one. You can find plugin from Apache. You can find plugin from Sun. The Sun microsystem is now no more there. It's an old plugin, so better to use this plugin. This is XP11 plugin, and here it is expecting UA XSD. It won't generate classes from your WSDL. But if you use Sun plugin, that will generate classes from WSDL. Also, if you use Apache CXF plugin, that will generate classes from WSDL also, because WSDL will have the XSD. When you are using this plugin, you can just check out the XSD from the WSDL and generate your classes. I think I'm missing something. Am I missing something? I should not. Dependencies am I missing? Why it is giving error? Fine, let's see. That execution line is giving error. So this is what form dependencies I need to add. And in the resource folder, we need to have the XSD. I'm going to get that same XSD. What you can do if you don't have XSD, you can always go to the WSTL, generate the WSTL, and from there you can always generate the XSD. See, this is the WSTL XSD which I have. That person's XSD. I'm copying it. I'm going to put it here in this project. Right? So here, this person XSD is there. Now, if you run the maven file, it will generate the classes. So let's go and run the form file and generate the classes first. Clean install or maven compile, both will do the work. So when we clean install, something is there. String is declined true since it is not exist. Source main resources persons.xld since it is not okay. Here it is person.xld, there it is in form file, it is persons.xld. So let's move this s from here and run. Nowadays, very rarely people are using SOAP-based, wherever it is required in enterprise application, people are using subclient. Otherwise, in most of the places, people are using REST client. Again, it depends on your architectural pattern or architecture design, what you want, right? Microservices can be created using SOAP and can also be created using REST API. So microservice can have hosts of both SOAP API and REST APIs. So build is success. Let's go to the project and refresh it. So see, we got the classes here, com.example.satya.vo. Now we will create a class here, com.satya.main. Inside the main package or inside the Satya package, we'll create a class main. Right? And this will be the main class which will have in the main method to run. So I'll make it component scan. Right, I can put configuration also. I'll keep component scan so that it will be easy for me. Right. That is com.example. Then the main method here. In main method we will have classes. So I will have one method called getPerson, where I'll pass the ID to get the information, right, of that person based on ID. And it is public. This is one method. Another method is create. Public string person. Here we can pass person object to create a person. And it will give us the ID. Put return null so that this error will go. So we write the code, we will have the return value. Now, after creating this, I'll create, what I will create? I will create a SOAP configuration class and a web service gateway implementation class. That case will be com dot example dot satya dot ws dot client. Class name is web service gateway. Public object. So it will basically going to extend web service gateway of Spring. And it will call a method called call. I will have a method called something like that, say call web. Here maybe we will pass return gateway template, right, dot send receive. Get Marshall send receive. Right. And this method will take one is URI, right? That is the URI of the let's see, object payload and then string URI and object payload. So it will take string URI object the payload. That is our get person request or get person create person request. That is the object payload, right? The URI and object. This is what our web service gateway client. And going back to, we'll have a config class here, where we'll config, uh, have a config class, and in that config we'll config the Jack master. So this class process gateway, we can make it as configuration and or component, whatever you want, you can make it. Configuration, wherever you have a bean, you can add. Component is basically a general purpose annotation which you can use everywhere. Configuration also general purpose, but configuration, people, the context where there are many beans defined in the particular class, you can use configuration. So this is the one component class, and there will be another component class, this one. Right? Public jack p to master, jack p to master. Right? So it has been create a jack p object and return that contest. The contest part is basically the package structure we have in the XST. You know, that is form dot example dot dot pu. This is what the context. In this context, we have our this context. Basically, we have the packages, the XP master and non-master packages, and then we'll have one more bin for the web service gateway client. Public service. Let me maximize the screen. Client. Another bin, so I have to keep this name as same. And here, as exactly master and master. Right? This client. Dot default URL, and then we'll set the dot set master, and so we set dot set on master, right? And in default URL we'll set, we will return it. Okay. Happens here, what we're going to set, here we're going to set so here we will set our the target namespace, this one, in config class. Right? This is what we have to set. And now this config class is ready. Whatever we have to do it in this class. So here, annotation just go with annotation based annotation class config application context. Application context. Here we have to register the starting class dot register. Then dot right? Dot refresh to refresh the game, right? And then at the end dot close. Close the because you don't need. Now here we need one more auto add at there where this web service gateway client we need there as a auto add. So see, a senior engineering manager who has reached to that position, he has done all this coding. That's why he is in that position. And some people, they hire as a pure managerial position without any technology. They come out of MBA or they come out of some other stream, project management. So they are different. But an engineering manager or a senior engineering manager or an engineering leader who is into technology, always he has done the coding and is that position. So no one can deny that person has not done any coding. So similarly, if you want to get into engineering leadership, you have to do the coding and then you have to grow. I also did the same thing and I reached into engineering leadership. So if you want to get into engineering leadership, you have to do that way. You have to start from the coding and go to the top. Otherwise, you can always start coding. Coding plus leadership attribute, coding plus leadership attribute, coding plus your managerial attribute will help you to grow into leadership role. So see, I will get this person ID from one of other class. Otherwise I can go and read from the DB. But here already there is class. I have tested it. Let me go and read from there. The person ID I have kept it somewhere. Yeah, I think I have kept it here. Now this is this class. So client here. Yes, this is the person ID. This is the person ID. Now this annotation config application context. I'll get the main class here. Dot get bin dot class bin here. And using main class bin, what I will do, I'll call person by ID and pass this person ID. Person pass this person ID. Right? So this is what main method coding is done. Now we'll go to the person class. Here we will pass that ID to the our masterland scientist. So service client dot call call web service. This is string URL and this is the person ID. So here I have to pass that WSDL URL. You can make it configuration in your properties file and then you read it from the properties file, pass it here, or you hard code it. So now I'm going to hard code it here. Since I'm showing you a demo purpose kind of thing, I will get the URL from here. This is a WSDL URL. I'll get it. And I will show it. Let me hit. See already, if you have seen my previous session, I have deployed this web archive in Tomcat. That Tomcat web archive is running, and I'm going to hit this WSDL. See, here it is the Tomcat. It is running, right? Before starting this session, I started the Tomcat. It's running, and I got the URL. The URL is the web service is up and running. Since the WSDL is coming up, you can say web service is up and application is deployed properly. If some configuration is wrong, it may not work, but otherwise web service is up and running. So let's go back to the our main class. Here I'll paste that WHTL, right? And you all know what this class is going to return, right? This class is going to return me get, because I'm calling what I'm passing the person ID, and what it is going to return. No, I'm not passing an ID. I have to pass here get person request. Then it will return me get person response. So get person request is basically what our payload, right? So I have to create a payload. Okay. Created object and get person request. Set the person ID in get person request. Dot set person ID, and this gets person request, that is payload, will go here, right? So URL, URI, and the payload. So when you send a get person request, what you receive? Here in this particular case, we receive in particular case get person response. Converting from XML to object to XML will be taken care by Jaxb OXM tool. Get person, and this get person will give us back the person detail. This get person will give us back the person detail. Dot get person. This is how the your method, simple method. And here after getting person, right, and print the information of the person to see if you're getting the right information. So I'll just have some system out of println, right? I will put it here response. Here name, I will just print out the name and first address, right? Person dot first name, person dot get middle name, that's person dot last name, right? So this is how we'll get, and then address. Person dot get address dot first index. I will just pull the first index. So minimum one address will be there, maximum more than one. So I just put the first address and address line one. I will put it here. Whatever first address is coming from the database, it will print that. So now the code is ready. Now the code, if you see this code is for the get person is ready. This is how you write the SOAP client code. Spring, I will come back to the web service gateway client. This web service gateway support enables or gives you the features to call the client, right? And if you see, this get service, this support, right? This get service where support has so many constructors, so many constructors you have here, so many configuration which I have here. So when we make it as this class as a component or configurable, and when we in config.java, when I write this web service gateway client, this pin, I create a pin and set this variable to that particular bin. My web service, you know, gateway client uh, default URI marshaller or marshaller. It gives us the web service gateway support instance. See, when we are using Spring Contrast XML, these are not required to write. All these are configurable. No need of creating a bin here. Everything, this URI, marshaller, everything we configure in the Contrast XML. Only we get this gateway client or the gateway support class, and accordingly we can execute. We call the method like what it is done here. So only one main method will be there, and all other will be configuration. No, nothing else. Okay, so this is how it goes. Let me start here. Let me run it and check it. Right, let me run it. Port number is it. Yeah, everything is configured properly. Let me run it and check it. So I'm running it. If everything is configured properly, it will just fetch us the value from the database. See, it fetched value from the database. Satyananda Sahu, Jaunapur, Kanjur. And if I put one more address here because I have both the addresses. Right? If I put one more address here, get 0 and get 1, right? So you will see both the address. See, Bangor, Hodgod, and Jagannathpur, Keonjhar. So see, if I go to the Tomcat console, you will see here. See, it is fetching data from the backend. I have one more address for Bangalore address, right? This is my Odisha address. I have one more Bangalore address. If I fetch that, it will show me that also. Okay, I think I have paused the Tomcat. What happened here? Unable to acquire JDBC connection, maybe some reason, some issue. Let me run it again. Let me run it. Bangalore address is yours since I'm here in Bangalore for job, so I have a Bangalore address. So I put that there. Why? When I added the another address, why it is problem? Unable to acquire JDBC connection. Connection is not available. Request timed out after 37 milliseconds. Is this okay? Let me go for only print these two address. Let's see again. Maybe Tomcat has some issue, right? Let me restart the Tomcat. You know, Let me stop it and restart the Tomcat. That is better. It is nothing to do with one or two address. Let me restart the Tomcat. Something might have gone there and there. Batch. I started the Tomcat. The Tomcat is starting. Right, I will create a record. You will see it is going to database. So hold on, we will write the create program also. So until unless the Tomcat start, let's go and write the create program. In create program, what it will be? It will be create person, right? It will be create person request, and that create person request will be the payload. Now create person request, and I will copy this guy who has this template this because it will be same. Only the payload will change. Right? So here it will go create person request. And in create person, what we will do? Create person dot set person. We will set person. Here we will get create person response. Create person response, right? And this create response persons will have person ID. Right? Create person response dot get person ID because it will return us the person ID. Right? Now let's see if Tomcat has started. But is still running. It's still running. So here now I have to pass a person object. Yesterday evening I was doing something. I created a person class in the measurement method with the values. So I'm copying this. You know, I'm creating something new. Or if you want me to create new, I can create, but it will be better. Let me copy this. Writing so much is tedious work. So here I will go here, this particular place, right? Creating person object. Personalized address that also will create. Right? This will be the vulnerability here. Let's see Tomcat is started. So let me go and run this. See all the address should come. Bring this guy here. So you got right. My known address here, Bangar, Hodgod is Udi, Keonjhar, Odisha, Jagannathpur, Keonjhar, Odisha, third floor, house number 7, second floor, Sundavan Garden layout. This address line 2, if I get it, will give the complete address. So I can get the address line 2 also. In the same place, I can bring it in a better way. Address line 2, address line 2, address line. Here it is 0, 0, address line 2, 1, address line 2, here it is 1, address line 2, here 2, address line 2, here it is 2, address line 2. So now let me run it again. See, it can, right? Full address. So now let's go and do for the create one. So see here, I will comment out this particular call. Right, I'll comment out this particular call now, the get call. Only will go for create call. After that, again, I'll run both of them together. Now I'm commenting out this get call. So I'm going for a create call now. In create, we have to create a person and then address, right? So here, see person, Here I created a person, person equal to new person, address, address equal to new address, and then I'm setting all the person details here, right? Person first name, last name. Since shop client is already there in the the DB, I let person first client, so shop client first name for FN for first name, for last name middle name for middle name MN, for last name LN, right? And let's say age is something around 40, right? Uh, let's say gender is female, address, person dot get address dot add. This is the style where you have to set address to the list when you generate object from the Jaxby. You cannot create address, you cannot create a new list and add it. You have to get the list from the address. I'll show you. You see, if you see this class, address class, I've already shown you in one of the previous session. I'm showing it again here. Inside the person, address is a list. So how you do get address? You do this way, right? Address is a list. You do get address this way, but you cannot add it. If you come to this class, you do get address. What is that? 1 second. Hold on. Person dot get address dot add, right? Person dot get address. If you come here, you get this get address, and then you do dot add. What it is returning? A list of address. So you do get address, it will return the list, and then you add. There is no setter. You don't have setter for this list. If you see, you don't have setter for this list. So this is the way, or this is the style you have to handle it. When you do get address dot add, what will happen? It will check if address is you know null. Yes, address will be null, so it will create a, because there is no array list, it is not allowing us to add a array list. We are just, so it will create one array list and add it to that, and return you back that address list. And that address list or array list you have to use to add your person into that particular list. So whenever in this Java code, if I go to the main method and whenever I'm doing get address, I'm getting an array list here. No, I'm not getting, I'm getting an address list, and I will just do just dot address. Right? If already address is there, you can always do get address. If address is not there, when you add, it will create an object, it will add it. Right? When you are doing get address, if you go to this, when you are doing just get address, that means already that is populated, and it is holding a list of address. That person is holding list of address. That means the address will not be null. So it will return you the list of address. When you are trying to set, that time address list will be null. So it will create an address list, and it will allow you to add addresses to the collection. Let's go back to the main method. See, I have added address also. Now here first name, middle name, gender male. Now here female, right? Set gender is female. Now swap client len one, right? Address, swap client address line one. I will put it here. Yes, this is just dummy record I'm creating to show you that you can create swap client address line two. I will write here, to show you how it works. And then address type is permanent. City is swap city. Country is sub country. District or county is sub county. Pin code something I've given. I will change it here because yesterday this pin code will be there. Let's say sub state is sub state, and this is how. Here we have to call this create method. Now main dot create person and pass the person. Address id, address id, person id will be auto generated, so no need of passing the address id and person id, right? So I'm not passing any address id or person id. It will be auto generated, and once we call create person, what will return? It will return as the person id, right? Let's print this person id. Now here it is personal. So let's see now how it works. You see, I'm only calling create method now. Let me run it. Tomcat, you see it is like this. I will show you the console also. Where payload is create person request. Let's go to the Tomcat console along with looking into this console. See, it created a person. Response person created with ID this. Right? And if you see Tomcat console log, see, it is calling our logging aspects and everything, whatever till this session, whatever I created, everything is integrated into this product, right? In this project, in project you can say, or in this application. So let's go to database and check this person ID. So let me go back to the where is my SQL? Yeah. Being software engineer, you should know how to write a code. I'm being a bachelor in engineering and master in software engineering. I still, even if I'm an engineering leader, still when I was working, I was an engineering leader, senior engineering manager. Still, then also I do coding, to help my team, or I take small use cases for coding. That is always required. You'll stay in touch with coding, and it will help you to understand the development or the coding done by team member very easily. Right? So here, select start from person ID equal to this. So this is what I got, right? So client FN, LN, MN, 40, human. Now if I do the same thing, select start from person, address, select start from person, P, address, A, where A dot, where A dot person ID equal to P dot person ID, P dot person ID equal to this. We got everything right together. Now you see person ID, first name, last name, middle name, age, gender, address ID, person ID, address line 1, address line 2, PNG code, country, city, district, county, address state. So here, if you see this is how the column is represented. Since this is a since this cannot be stored or expanded, so they have written in the next line the first after the completion of the first row in address line 2, it has come to the second row. Similarly, the values are also represented here. You see. Address ID, first name, middle name, last name, middle name, and age 40, gender female, 7237. This is the address ID, 237. Then here 49 is the person ID of the address table, sub client address line 1, sub client address line 2, pin code, sub country, sub city, sub county, sub permanent, sub state. Right? So this is how it is. Now let's go create one more record. We'll create one more record with gender. We'll only change the gender with male. Let's make the age as 44 and gender male. Right? So here, what I will do, I'll call first the this method. I'll call first the get method, and after that I'll call the get method with the person ID, which will get back from the with the person ID, which will get back from the it will get back from the get method. In line number 52, so if you see, I'm getting the person ID get back from the get method. That same person ID I'm passing in line number 56 to the get person. Now I should see the information here, and here only have one address, so other addresses will throw, error. So what I will do, I'll just comment out other addresses. So response here from the get person name and address, right? Then going top here, here it is response person created with ID, right? Everything is same, just I change the age and gender. Let me run it now. Tomcat also finally. You see, first it created a person with ID this, and the response from the get person is first name is subclient first name, middle name is subclient middle name, last name is log to subclient last name, address is subclient address line 1, address line 2. We got. Said go and see it in the database. Even we need to check the gender also, right? In database we check gender and this thing. So here I'll use the same query, just the ID change. See here. Now where is standard is male, age is 44, right? So this is how you write your sub line. This is how you write your sub line, and I will. There are so many other. There are so many other. Uh, as I say, to generate. If you see this form file, I'm generating code using person.xst. There are some other plugin also, client plugin, to generate the Java code using WSL. I will show you that now. You can have it with you, and I will put it in readme file. You can have it with you whenever you require, and you can generate from the WSTL also. Earlier we used to use WS import to generate from the WSTL, that is using Sound microsystem APIs. Now it is, there are so many nowadays, so many latest plugins are coming, APIs are coming, so based on that you can do. Let me go to the project. Where is that project? See, these are the extra plugins which I identified from internet. You can use com.sound.xml ws group ID and jax ws plugin. Using ws import to generate WSTL from the. See, this is how this WSTL, right? This is how you generate. You see this plugin. Your execution is ws import, and this plugin is from the Sun. And next one is your org Codex module, right? Zaxby to Maven plugin, and it is from JavaNet. And here also you generate from the WSTL using generate command, right? And there is another plugin from the Apache CXF. Apache CXF. This is another plugin from the Apache CXF. Here also you can use WSL to generate the code. And it need a dependency, that is org apache.cxf. You need to download this JAX-WS dependency. You need to add this dependency into your POM file. Then only you'll be able to generate this. Like for marshaller and marshaller, that XSC, whatever current form is having the XSC, right? For this XSC, we also need to add dependency for Jaxby API. Since Jaxby API is available in my local repository and it is internal dependency, it is pulling it up. If it is not available, it will download from the internet and it will use. So always you should know what all dependencies are needed for you. Now this is what I am going to end SOAP-based web service with both server side and client side program. It it is your now it is your requirement. It is your ways to learn from my videos. And if you're curious, if you're interested to learn something more from me after watching my video, after watching the content, you can always comment on the video below in the comment section, or you can always mail me, or you can always message me, or you can always uh, call me, right? If you want to call me, this is my phone number. and my mail ID, my LinkedIn profile is available on the video description. Here it is my phone number. You can always call me on this. So it's my phone number or cell number. You can always call me on this. See my screen. This is my phone number or cell number. You know, you can always call me on this number. Definitely, I will help you out to learn more, from Java or learn more on Java associated or related frameworks. If you want anything, for me to upload into YouTube for you, kindly comment on my video. Definitely, I will do that and I will upload. Right. So this is how we are going to end this session today. Anything, any doubt, any clarification, kindly always, you know, put comment, message on my mail ID. I have already shown you my phone number. You can message me on LinkedIn also, right? It's your ways to learn and grow. I am there always to help you. I am not a trainer, but still then I always help the resources, those who looking for, those are looking to grow in their career uh, based on Java related or Java framework or any other technology if they are interested. So now, coming to this Java full stack development from session, 0 to session, this episode, I think this is going to be, let me see what is this episode today? What is the session today? It's going to be 43 or 44 session, right? So it's going to be 43 or 44 session. Till this session, if you seriously watch my video and want to learn from my video, definitely uh, you will be a best Java coder or developer. And slowly, if you get into leadership role, managerial role, or you are proactively taking care of team activities, resource activities, you will definitely grow into engineering leader. So today's session is 43 session, right? Session number 43 or episode number 43. So if you are really want to grow, go and watch my videos. Comment me, mail me, message me, and or call me. Definitely, I will help you. So I think I know this is almost I am end of the Java full stack development. If something comes up in your mind, then only I will upload. Otherwise, almost I am done with Java full stack development. So you all need any help from me? Kindly connect me. Thank you, everyone. Wish you a bright future and a better career in your life. Thank you, everyone.